Now, there's a lot of celebrities who are nervous, not just about Sean Diddy Combs's parties and lists being released, but also the high-profile individuals, including a few billionaires who are on the Jeffrey Epstein list, allegedly. Elon Musk was talking about this to Tucker Carlson just before the election.
I'd like to see a matchup of those, call it the top 100 puppet masters on the Epstein client list. They've not tried to prosecute even one. Not even the worst offender on the Epstein client list. They've not even tried to prosecute even one. That's insane.
Well, because they have a lot of diabetic grandmothers who were outside the Capitol on January 6th. They're kind of occupied.
Yeah, I mean, they've put like, whatever, 500 or 600 January 6 protesters in prison and not one person on the Epstein client list.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
That's fascinating there from Elon Musk, saying that there's maybe a few billionaires who were donating to Kamala, hoping that the status quo would remain, that Epstein list would remain secret. To me, it's incredible that nobody has been charged. This is, how can you have a sex trafficker and there's nobody who's actually partaken in what he has done, who's been involved, complicit in those horrible abuses?
Well, it is starting to look, and I'm not saying it is, but it's starting to look a little bit like there is some sort of a conspiracy between some elements of the media who, and you know yourself as well as I do, that, you know, the media hear about things, that people are not publishing things that they perhaps know. It's only a matter of time, though. Someone will break ranks and we'll find out more.
And I think there is an expectation, as you heard there from Elon Musk, that with Trump's second term, there is going to be revelations.
Yes,
a lot of people who perhaps have been held in high esteem in the business world, in the celebrity world, are going to be named and shamed.
Good.
Let's see if that happens. Now, let's go to comedian Dave Coulier. He's had to come out and defend his friend and a former Full House co-star, John Stamos, after Stamos was hit with a barrage of hate comments on Instagram for wearing a bald cap in solidarity with Coulier, who is battling cancer. Didi, it seems like some people are desperate to be offended on behalf of others. If the guy who's suffering from cancer isn't offended, then why should anybody else be? Sure, he could have shaved his head in solidarity, but it's such a good head of hair and he didn't want to shave it.
Well, and most likely it's actually, he's an actor, professional actor. It's probably in his contract that he cannot drastically change his looks, which is pretty standard for a lot of actors. I find this story really genuinely upsetting. I mean, here's a man who is literally in a fight for his life, Dave Coulier, and he's having to deal with this upset caused by these sad, pathetic, cruel people who are having a go because his mate turned up and didn't shave his head in order to for whatever reason. I don't know what they wanted him to do that for. He made Dave Coulier laugh. Dave Coulier has lost his mother, his sister and his niece to cancer. This is the last thing he needs, and yet these people are making his life worse to make their whatever point they're trying to make.
Exactly. Of all the things to be outraged about, you know, pick something else. Now, this is a man who's regularly outraged, but for good reason, I think. Actor Hugh Grant has given a rare insight into some of the regrets he has about being a father at a relatively older age.
I had them much too old in life. You know, I started when I was 52, and now, you know,
Your first kid, you were 52, wow.
Yeah, now I'm 64, you know, and the youngest is 6, and I need a long stint in a sanatorium or an abbey.
Didi, he's got 5 children, so he started late, but he kept having them. And he does seem like a bit of a disagreeable fellow, but I can't help but agree with him about this rant.
I am one enormous pet peeve. That's all I do. I walk around the streets peeving. I don't like people walking slowly. I don't like people with backpacks. I don't like people with backpacks on their front. I don't like people with backpacks and water bottles. I don't like water bottles. What's the whole water bottle thing? Why do my children have to go to school with a water? They have to cart water across London. What's wrong with a drinking fountain? I mean, don't get me started on. I don't like leaf blowers, roadworks with no people working on them. I'm pretty much Larry David.
I'm with him. There's a lot of he said there that resonates with me. I don't know about you.
Well, not so much what he said, but the fact that he's got 5 children. Who knew? And it actually made me love Hugh Grant more because he's clearly protected those children from the public eye, which I give him a big tick for.
And he resents them having to carry water all across town. He's exactly right. What's wrong with a drinking fountain? Why do we need to all be... And the water bottles are getting bigger and bigger.
Yes. I'm a chronic water carrier, though.
Oh,
so
you're
I'm
one of those. That's why it
side.
doesn't resonate with you, Didi Dunleavy. I can't keep talking to you now that I know that.
Oh, I'm dismissed. Righto.
Yes.